and they don't even know the history. They don't know what they're saying. Coming from someone who graduated from PSU with a history degree, it's actually frightening on how, they say if you don't know your history, you repeat it, and watching people do that to other people just because of what they decide to do with their life.
What are some of those interactions that you're...
So a lot of times someone of color, black, Hispanic, Asian, come up to the fence and directly want to talk to me. Hey, what do you think about George Floyd? What do you think about what happened about this? I go up to the fence, someone white comes up, F the police, don't talk to him. That was the most bizarre thing because I could see it coming. I even had a young African American girl tell me, why is it you guys aren't talking to us? I said, honestly, this is now the 23rd day of doing it. Every time I try to have a conversation with someone that looks like me, someone white comes up and blocks them and tells them not to talk. And then right when I said that, this white girl popped right in front of her. She said, he just said that was going to happen. I said, I told you. She looked at the girl and said, why'd you do that? And I straight up, I said, I've been called the N-word. She's been called the N-word. Why are you talking to me this way? Why do you feel that she can't speak for herself to me? Why is it that you feel you need to speak for her when we're having a conversation? And she couldn't answer my question. All she said was, someone told me to do it. So that has been a very strange thing to watch. I'm cool with, people feeling like they want to help a movement, but then when you go to a gentrified community, and one of the first pictures I saw one of the business that was looted was a black-owned business, I'm like, they're not even from here. They don't even know what they're even doing. So that to me was very angering, watching, a business that was looted, and that business is across the street from a Safeway where before my father became a police officer here in Portland, he worked security at that Safeway. Talk about history and roots. And these folks don't even know what they're even doing. And so it's divisive, it's hurting the community. And I mean, I saw that press conference. Clearly the community was not happy with that. And they even asked for the violence to stop. And they still are coming out and having these violent interactions with other citizens, the police, and at some point you just go, what is the end goal? Bloody Sunday, Selma, those folks marched because they wanted the right to vote, and they legitimately were beaten in the street for civil rights, to have rights that they were told they couldn't have because they were not even human. And then having folks scream and yell that they're being peaceful protests, but you're not peaceful because it is violent. And I actually had a cousin who went to one of the marches and he left. And he said, this has turned into something else. This is weird. So having an African-American male marching and then leaving, like I said, it's been very eye-opening. But I did have great conversations. I met two young brothers who were literally, after I had taken an explosive, I had been hit with a full beer can, a rock in my chest, frozen water bottle had hit me. I met two young brothers that were out cleaning up the street. They had 2 garbage bags and they were just running and cleaning up. And a few of us from my team, we went over and we had to shake their hands. I was so moved by them and so impressed. And they said, their words, we're from here. This is our city. Why I don't understand why people are coming here and destroying it. And we want to show that we want to clean it up. And I was absolutely we let them take a picture with us. I didn't take a picture. They had their camera and they had a picture taken. But like I said, I was just so moved by that.
So there's been highs and lows.
Yeah.
I know you and I were talking the other day, and you were sharing just some of the hateful and racist things that you and other officers of color have been subject to. And I mean, I was just floored. But I think that's some of the stuff that people haven't been seeing or hearing. And we've worked very hard within our agency to try and recruit and retain a diverse population of officers. Can you share a little bit about that experience?
It says something when you're at a Black Lives Matter protest. You have more minorities on the police side than you have in a violent crowd. And you have white people screaming at black officers. You have the biggest nose I've ever seen. And you hear these things and you go, where are these people are they gonna say something to this person? No. So, and that's just one example. Having people tell you, what to do with your life, that you need to quit your job, that you need to, you're hurting your community, but they're not even part of the community. And once again, you as a privileged white person telling someone of color what to do with their life. And
hypocrisy.
Absolutely, and you don't even know what I've dealt with, what these white officers that you're screaming at, you don't know them. You don't know anything about them. And there are racist people out in the world. Absolutely. There are bad cops out there in the world. We don't associate with those people. They make us all look bad. That's not something that I stand for. That's not something that my coworkers stand for. And I've been called on calls the N-word. I don't know. I can't even count in the time that I have been a police officer. And having white officers jump in and defend me, and me telling them, just ignore it, and them being absolutely shocked, and you really get and they get to see it, and so like I said, when you're standing on the line and they're getting called those names and they're being accused of being racist, when you've seen those officers helping people of color, getting blood on them, trying to save someone's life that's been shot, gang violence, domestic violence, and you see them and they're truly trying to help save someone's life, and then they turn around and are called a racist by people that have never seen anything like that have never had to put themselves out there. It's disgusting.